Hi, my name is Ernie Bergen. For the next few minutes, I'd like to provide a brief introduction to a few of the features of the new APTARE Dynamic Template Designer. In this webinar, we'll discuss what the Dynamic Template Designer is. We'll show where to locate both template designers now available in APTARE. We'll briefly introduce enterprise objects. One of the best methods to gain early proficiency with the Dynamic Template Designer is by modifying an existing report. In this webinar, we will enhance an out-of-the-box backup job summary report. I'll show the desired final product, and for the remainder of the video, I'll show how to create the enhanced report. If you wish to begin creating an APTARE report from scratch, we find the report templates under the main menu Tools selection. Note the three options under Templates on the left-hand side. For users familiar with previous versions of APTARE, the Legacy Template Designer is now designated the SQL Template Designer. This powerful capability remains part of the APTARE package. The Dynamic Template Designer is a completely new reporting interface in the APTARE Storage Console. The product of more than 3 years of APTARE development, the Dynamic Template Designer allows users to more quickly and easily create or customize APTARE reports. This interface removes the need for deep SQL knowledge and provides a nice drag-and-drop user experience. In addition, the Dynamic Template Designer assists users in developing accurate reports that are built upon rich objects called enterprise objects. These objects synthesize information gathered within the APTARE environment into easily used components. Choosing Dynamic Template Designer, we see the option to select an enterprise object on which to base our report. Enterprise objects are designed to transparently pull together information collected within the rich APTARE collection process and place that content in a form that allows generation of reports without requiring a deep SQL background. Effective with APTARE 9.1, 4 enterprise objects are available. The Data Domain Enterprise Object focuses on data domain specific information. Host Enterprise Object focuses on information gathered and stored about host systems, i.e. servers. The Job Enterprise Object is specific to the Backup Manager product and focuses on both heterogeneous or homogeneous information about backup jobs. Finally, the Storage Array Enterprise Object focuses on information gathered by the Capacity Manager product. Let's generate an out-of-the-box job summary report. We can locate this template by opening up the Explorer menu, opening the Backup Manager folder, and opening then the Management Reports folder. Run the report by double-clicking, or you can click on the Run button. In either event, the familiar Scope selector opens. Note, in the out-of-the-box report, the Backup Policy Name filter appears in the Scope selector. Later in this webinar, we'll show how to remove that selection from the enhanced report we will create. Note the order of the report. It starts with the client name, then the backup server that backed up the client, then information about the backup job. This is a fine report that we will extend for purposes of this webinar. In the enhanced report which we are going to create in this webinar, we will rearrange fields into major sections of information that begin with the backup server, then client information, and finally detailed job information. This will give us the opportunity to show how easy it is to reorder fields and to put in superheaders, we call them groups, to aid in visually segmenting information. We'll also demonstrate how easy it is to add information provided via enterprise objects, change the way information is displayed, and introduce how you can create your own fields to have a report produce exactly what you want. This screenshot highlights the areas of changes and additions we'll make during this webinar, starting with the out-of-the-box job summary report. Let's look at those changes and additions, looking at a final rendering as we desire it. Remember that we will reorganize our information with major header titles that show data for the backup server, the client, and job information. We'll add the backup server time zone. We'll add attribute information, specifically the application teams that rely upon the backup clients. We'll also add the timestamp for the last successful job of any type recorded within APTARE for this particular client. Under the Job Information section, we'll visually highlight jobs of type full or full backup. We'll add an icon field that will reflect the job status to be green for successful, yellow for partially successful, and red for failed. We'll add a human-friendly display of the job size and expose for comparison a strict kibibyte job size. For reports that will be fully processed by computer systems, unit labels are typically not desired, but for readers, polite units provide an easier report. Finally, we'll extend an standard exit code and call out as suspicious jobs that the backup system declared successful but which are greater than 0 but less than 20 kilobytes. In environments where snapshot images are the basis for backup jobs, these small backups can be indicators of a snap process that failed, resulting in an empty volume consisting only of the volume name. When this happens, the backup process reports success, but because the volume was empty, no real asset protection has occurred, thus the suspicious flag. So that summarizes the target report that we'll create during this webinar, how we'd like to look at when we're done. Let's quickly show the original, just so you can recall that original job summary report. And now let's do some housekeeping to go ahead and clean up our screen in anticipation of beginning work. I hope this webinar has increased your awareness and interest to explore the dynamic template designer available in APTARE 9.1. We've covered a few of the capabilities provided by the tool here. There's much more functionality available. To further grow your skills, arrange with APTARE for additional training and explore the online documentation of the APTARE environment shown on the screen. Thank you.